Hi there, welcome to uniblade.co.uk. Now you've purchased your Uniblade Shower Screen Seal, we're going to show you how and where you can use it. So first of all, let's open up the Uniblade packet. And in the packet, you'll get some instructions and you'll also get 3 pieces of seal. Now you're only ever going to need to use 2 of these pieces on whatever situation it's going to be used for. And let's show you first of all what you would need to use on a bath screen like this one. So first of all, with a bath screen, the 2 pieces you're going to need are the male part, which is this part here, and the female part, which has the blades at the bottom, which is this part here. The other part you can just disregard, you won't be needing that one. Okay, so this is the parts for the bath screen, and let's show you how to click these 2 parts together. Now, what you want to do when clicking these parts is put the male part into the female receptor there, and you only want to be pushing it to get 1 click. You don't want to be pushing it all the way together, just 1 click, nice and gently, all the way through the seal like that. And what this enables you to do is fit really wide glass thicknesses. If you try it on your screen, when you've pushed it and it's clicked just the once, then you can click it through again and it will fit the narrower glass thicknesses. And the reason this is so universal is that once the 2 parts are clicked together, this is an extremely flexible seal. It will fit pretty much any glass thickness and any straight or curved screen, even your S-shaped screens. So now we've got the seal clicked together, let's show you how to fit it onto a curved bath screen, which is quite a common situation. So the first thing we need to do is remove the old seal. So let's just pull the old one off like that. If obviously your screen is old, you might want to clean it, but obviously this one is nice and clean. When we're putting the new Uniblade onto the screen, we want to make sure that the short blade here is on the inside of the screen, and that's so that any water running down the glass will be deflected away from the bottom. And we never push the seal on from the end here. We never do that. We never try and force the seal on here. We always start as close to the wall as possible. So in this one, you're going to slide it on as close as you possibly can, and then we're pushing up onto the glass and allowing the Uniblade to grip onto the glass. And there you can see it's fitted perfectly onto the screen. The next step would be to trim the seal down. So what we need to do is just mark the seal here and then remove it and cut it down again. Okay, before you mark the seal to cut the length down, you always want to check the end towards the wall profile. The reason being that on some screens you'll have a little gap between the seal and the wall profile. If that's the case, it can be cut to accommodate so that it pushes all the way up to the profile and bridges the gap there. We'll show you how to do that shortly. But first of all, let's just mark this seal because there's no gap at that end, and we'll show you how to cut it nice and cleanly. So we just literally want to be marking the plastic upstand where the screen ends. We can take the seal back off and then cut it. Okay, you might want to get yourself something to cut on. I've got an old book here, but you know, breadboard or something to lean on so you don't damage your floor. We're looking at where we've marked the seal, and we just want to be, we've got a junior hacksaw here, nice and sharp junior hacksaw. You can use a bread knife or even pipe cutters, work really well, give it a nice clean cut. And we just literally want to be cutting down through the plastic. And when you get through the hard plastic, you'll get to the rubber blades here, and you can just simply cut those with a pair of scissors nice and easily like that. And now this should be the right length for our screen. So let's reapply that to our bath screen. Exactly the same way as we showed before. So we're pushing up with the palm of the hand, nice and easily. It fits onto the curve, and there you've got your screen, your seal, the right length for your screen. Okay, so like we said before, if the seal has got a gap, when you put it onto the screen, in some situations you'll have a gap at the wall end here between the rubber seal and the profile. Now I'm going to show you the technique to use to adapt your seal. All you need to do is measure your gap you've got. It may only be about a centimetre gap. And then what we're doing is we're cutting down the upstands at the top, because this is what's preventing you pressing the seal right up against the profile. And it's a really simple procedure. You just need to be careful with your fingers. All you need to do is, once you've measured your gap there, is measure the distance along the top here, mark it, and then you're cutting down through the upstands. So the upstands are the parts that grip onto the glass. So we just gently cut down until you reach the flat plastic bit at the bottom. You're not cutting all the way through. And then what we're going to do is cut away the upstands above. We're cutting above the bottom piece there, the hard plastic bottom piece. We're going to cut through. So mind your fingers, cut through. And they'll fall away, and then this enables you to push the seal up past the profile, and the blades will go right up against the wall. Okay, you will find that on certain bath screen situations there's going to be different size gaps, and that when we talk about the gap, we're talking about the glass, between the glass and the bath here. This is quite a nice size gap for the Uniblade as it's already made. But sometimes when you've got smaller seals, perhaps with a little bubble on the bottom, or when the screen is just purely dropped and it's literally sitting very close to the bath edge, you will need to adapt the blades, and they're very simple to adapt. There are several ways of doing it. I normally find that you can trim these down with scissors if you've got a steady hand. If you don't trust steadiness, you can always draw a line on the rubber with a pen and a ruler before cutting it, which will give you a really nice guide. I would always recommend cutting the blades down to about +5mm of the gap size, and try that first. But let me just show you how simple this is. So just as a guide, I'm going to use the little blade here as a guide to cut the bigger blade, and all I'm doing is simply with a pair of scissors trimming through the rubber there, and you can do that all the way down, and that will give you a shorter blade. As I say, you can use a Stanley blade and a ruler, a metal ruler or a metal rule if you prefer to do it that way. And you can trim these down to suit pretty much any gap size that you have. So let's show you the other piece of the Uniblade pack and where you can use it. We're still using the male part, which is this part here, and the other female part, this part here, has got the blades coming off at a 90-degree angle, and it clicks together in exactly the same way as we showed on the other part. So you put the male part into this female part there, and you're just literally pushing it together till you hear the click. Just the one click is all you need, and this will give you the ability then to fit wider glass thicknesses, just like the other seal. And you can see these blades come off, like we said, at the side. Now the situation you'd be using this on would be shower doors. So where you've got little or no gap between an outward opening door or a sliding door, and you just want to seal like a drip ledge at the bottom, this is where you would use this part. So let's have a look at the bottom of this door here. Now, as you can see, there's an existing seal on there, and this looks nothing like our Uniblade seal. But that doesn't really matter, because all this is designed to do is act as a drip ledge to push the water away from the bottom and prevent it from leaking underneath. And you'll probably find in a lot of situations that this is a much more suitable seal for that job. So once you've took the old seal off, and we've clicked this together all the way through, we just need to push it onto the glass. Now obviously we want the blades on the inside of the door, so we don't want to be sliding it on from the end, otherwise you'll damage the seal. We're doing exactly the same as what we did with the other door, and we're just pushing it up with the palm of our hand until it's got a nice tight grip on the glass. Again, what we need to do is mark the seal where the glass finishes. Once you've got a mark on there, you can just remove the seal again, and then we can cut it to the length we require. So we've got our trusty old book we're going to lean on to make the cut so we don't damage the floor. Obviously you need to find something to use for that. We've got the mark on the seal, which we're just going to use my thumb as a guide, and then we're just going to use our junior hacksaw, and we're going to cut through the hard plastic. Cut down on the upstands is the easiest way. And once you're through the hard plastic, we can once again get the scissors just to cut through the blades like so. And you've got a nice clean cut there, and we can reapply that to the door as previously. So as you can see, we close the door and that works fine. You may find that if the seal isn't pushed up onto the glass properly here, it will catch the bottom frame. So just ensure that you've pushed this up nice and firmly onto the glass, and you should get a nice bit of clearance there. On curved doors, now this seal, again, like we showed you at the beginning of the film, this will be fine on curved doors, quadrants such as such. When you're putting this type of seal onto a curved door, you may find that having the seal curving, the blade may drop slightly. And if this is the case, you can just trim this blade off completely. This bottom blade here, you can just cut that off completely, and that will stop it catching on anything at the bottom. And then just use this shorter blade here as the drip ledge, and that will work just as well. So that will eradicate any problems you have in that situation. So hopefully that's covered everything you need to know of the Uniblade Shower Screen Seal. If you haven't got yourself a Uniblade and you want to purchase one, just tap your first two letters of your postcode into our postcode finder. We've got over 1,200 stockists all over the UK, so I'm sure you're going to find someone near you that sells the product.